Welcome to Socially Acceptable, the show that humanizes influence the LA way. I'm Miss Corrie Renee.
And I'm SB Preston again. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Yes.
Thank you to our proud sponsors as well. We don't want to forget and miss y'all, but we missed y'all.
Come on.
You know, Dead Fresh Crew, Stussy, Happy Dads.
All of them.
And it's Califino.
Yes, Califino. What's up? We still waiting on that shit, man. You know how much we love you over here with the tequila.
We're trying to bless the bottle over here one time. You know. But, ladies and gentlemen, before we introduce our amazing guest.
So amazing.
Corrie, please let us know what your emoji is for the
My emoji. So my emoji, I don't know the name of it, but it's the emoji that has like the really thick black glasses and like a little buck teeth.
I know what you're talking about. It's like the Smarty Pants one.
Yes, that's what we're going to call it. The Smarty Pants emoji.
Okay.
The reason being is because I have just been learning, whether it be like my emotional intelligence, whether it be like just something new that I should be knowing already. Like all this week has just been a slew of different learning strategies, so I feel real like nerdy.
Okay,
and there's nothing wrong with that, by the way. Okay, we love everybody.
Right? Each one teach one. So you're gonna have to teach me some of this after the show.
Okay, no problem.
But yeah, my emoji is the throwing up one, the green face with the vomit coming out.
Oh my gosh!
Even though we're a few weeks past it, I'm still not past all the disrespect for the Kendrick Lamar halftime show. It's been very, very disgusting to me personally. Like,
wow.
And it's just like, everybody's going to have their opinions. I get it and stuff like that. But I think negative opinions should just kind of stay off because it takes the positivity away from what the message behind the show really was.
Wow.
So for me, that would be my emoji for sure.
Oh my gosh. For sure. I believe that. And I feel like our next guest has something to do with anything related to Kendrick Lamar. I mean, he's born and raised in LA. You know what I'm saying? He holds the city down.
Okay, I'm glad he had to pop out with us. And
okay.
That's right.
I'm like, I haven't seen this man in over a decade.
That's right.
But I just hit him and was like, I was like, hi, such and such. I just would love it if you would come on the podcast because you just do all these amazing things. You see his murals everywhere from Hoover over to the 10.
To the 10.
Straight all the way down to Compton.
You know what it is. You know what it is.
Introducing Mr. Mike Norice.
Let it be known.
Appreciate it. Thank you for having me. Yes. All love here.
Nah, brother. Appreciate you, your work. We're gonna get to why we're here to speak about it, but there's too much work out there that people need to be appreciative of that you've been lacing the world with.
Yes, sir.
So ladies and gentlemen, let you guys know what the X Factor episode is. It is how to channel your passion into purpose, and this individual done a lot of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so my first thing is let the individuals know exactly where you're originally from and what inspired you to get into your artistry.
Okay. I'm originally from Watts. I was born in Watts in the 80s, 1980 to be exact. August 20th, 1980.
That's right, fellow Leo.
Leo gang in the house.
Like commercial.
Yeah. I got to represent exactly what time it is. So as far as art goes, it was just so natural to me. You know what I mean? Like breathing, walking, and talking, to keep it 100 with you. My mom, she said that around 2 years old, she caught me drawing on doors and just whatever I can find. And it wasn't really until I was 5 till I understood that I was an artist and other people weren't. And at that point, it was like, okay, what do artists do? You know what I'm saying? And I started really living that life as an artist at the age of 5. So you're looking at about 40 years of just artistry.
And counting.
And counting.
Let's not leave that off the table.
Wow. So how did you know when it was just something that you were passionate about to where it's transitioning into your purpose? Like, what did that look like for you?
I think it was around junior high to 9th grade, something around that time. My art teacher said, you know what, you can really have a good career with art because you have an eye for detail. You really understand color and you draw portraits really well. You should really pursue this as a living. You know what I mean? And at that point, I think I was around 12. That's when I really started just like understanding the passion, pursuing it.
What were you doing at 12, Preston?
At 12, I was skateboarding.
Listen, I'm like, I don't even...
You know, I was hooping, I was boxing.
Okay.
I was in a lot of different things.
Wow.
A lot of different things.
I wasn't doing none of that. So I was like, I know, like, at 12 years old to already understand your purpose, like, that's something pretty special, Mike.
Yeah.
Wowzer.
No, absolutely. So what were some of the things in your community that was also ways of inspiration for you in your artistry?
Believe it or not, the violence, gang violence, because art was therapy for me. You know what I mean? Growing up 113th Street, Watts, by Nickerson Gardens, right there off Central, it was like tough. You know what I mean? And thank God, it's actually a gift and a curse because from 86 to 87, we were homeless, living on my mom's Maverick for a whole year. My great grandmother up north in Fresno saw that we was homeless. So she was like, nah, y'all could come just visit us, you know, out here in Fresno up north. For those that know, shout out to Fresno, Central California. And we end up visiting out there and we end up staying out there. And that was really my first understanding of what racism was. I didn't even know that, you know, coming from Watts, just imagine the culture shock. So coming from where you're 90% black in all your classes, going from you're the only black kid in your entire school. So that was the transition that I had to face, and I didn't even understand what racism was, but I had to just endure that, you know what I mean? But I ended up spending 10 years in Fresno, believe it or not.
Wow.
But that saved my life because it put me on a whole nother viewpoint and understanding of life, you know what I mean? And I think that if I would have stayed where I was at 113th Street, we probably wouldn't be here right now.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's deep. I definitely understand that path as well.
Yeah.
I kind of understand it. So I grew up like in West LA. So I feel like how I can relate to that is my mom always made sure that we were not the only culture surrounding ourselves. So she never just put me in an all black school or an all white school. It was always a, you know, multitude of different cultures to come and connect with. So I think that's where I can kind of relate. So when you were in Fresno from 12? Or when?
No. I was in Fresno from 7 to 17.
7 to 7. Oh,
About 10 years.
Okay.
Those 10 years.
So, okay. So then you came back more
Yeah,
like
I came
as
back
an adult.
to South Central.
Okay.
Went to college and all that, and then that was it.
When you made it back to LA, what art piece do you feel was most impactful transitioning you into Mike Norice, Artfully United?
It wasn't really an art piece. It was more like what I was doing. I was really into fashion. I actually have a degree in fashion. So I think
It's
in
obvious, brother.
Yes.
You know,
Come on.
So I try to stay, you know what I'm
Leo.
saying? I try to keep it, you know, laced a little bit. So I think in 99, 2000, that's when I started customizing. Well, I mean, 98, I started customizing shoes. So that was like the real transition of like, okay, this is something right here. And then I went to college. I went to fashion school, and then in 2001, graduated from there. In 2002, that's when I started my only fashion custom shoe store on Manchester and Gramercy.
Okay.
And at that point, that's when it was like that transition to that kind of built me into who I am today.
Nice.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What about business? Like how, like, did you already know about the business? Like, you said you had a degree in fashion, so I'm sure that carried you over, but what were some of the things that you, I guess, learned from being an entrepreneur?
I've always had an entrepreneurial spirit. You know what I mean? I think in my life, I've only had 2 jobs, maybe 3. I don't know, something like that, real low. But even as a kid, I just remember just hustling, selling drawings, just doing little stuff, you know what I mean, to make money. You know what I mean? Selling baseball cards, basketball cards, selling my shoes, you know, stuff just always constantly, just even at 10, 11 years old, just making money. So I remember just that was my mindset growing up, even though I didn't really know how I was going to utilize just being an entrepreneur. So I've always kind of had that. And even in my degree of fashion design, it's actually apparel manufacturing that teaches you the business of fashion. So that's why I understood like understanding the kind of like the owning a fashion store, owning fashion design and the business behind that, profit and loss statements and understanding budgeting and marketing and stuff like that. All those elements came into place when I went to FITM. So
Okay, Phantom, shout out.
That's right. That's right. And what are some like tips and tools that can help other entrepreneurs in artistry as yours, you know, come up?
just be original, really. You know what I mean? Because in this day, especially in LA, we have so much going on. And for you to duplicate what's already going on, it just makes two or more of what's already going on.
Mm-hmm.
So the way that you can stand out and way that you can hone into what people need you specifically is just to be original. Just originality is just carry that.
Absolutely.
So with that, everything that we have going on, how do you stay true to yourself but still incorporate the new wave or new opportunities to make sure that you stay true to yourself and the movement keeps on moving?
Man, just stay grounded, humble, God, stay prayed up, you know what I mean? Just stay close to the people, your day ones, you know what I mean? My wife keeps me grounded, you know what I mean? My children, that just helps me. I don't really go out anymore, you know what I mean? Nightlife, that's just not me. I'm pretty much a homebody when I'm not at um on a project or out of town or something like that. So it just, just keeps me grounded. That's like really what helps me, you know what I'm saying? And it keeps me creative too, you know what I mean? Because I'll get an idea in the weirdest places, like walking my dog, in the shower, just chilling, watching, you know what I'm saying? Just oddest place, I'll get inspired. But I pretty much have to be by myself to really do that. But sometimes I'll be with my wife and I'll shout out, oh, this would be a good idea. And she's always just like, oh, okay, you know what I mean? She's the first to get all of my ideas. And it's crazy because since I've been with her for about 11 years now, she's seen everything that I've told her come into fruition, and she's like living all of the ideas and things that I said I was gonna do.
Can you sprinkle yourself on like the rest of the male like dynamic? Because I'm just trying to. I'm not saying everybody's bad. I'm just saying you come. Watts. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you just? Are you a influence on your friends? Like, where can we get more of you?
Well, everybody is me. It's just what I did was I didn't fall into the systemic racism that was planned for me. I did things that was different. I didn't want to go down a path. I always wanted to be just different, and understanding what that is. This to me as a black man, you have like two career paths that they want us to be down, whether sports or entertainment, music, what have you. And I tried those things because I was following the path of what I saw was some type of level of success. And even in the art field, there's a lot of racism within that. Even just doing what I'm doing, I understand, people look at me. You should see, like, sometimes I remember when I was doing the Freedom Plaza mural in Watts on Century and Alameda. And I was riding my boom lift down the street, and man, people was looking at me like Jamie Foxx and Django on the horse. It was like,
dang,
like they've never seen a black man riding in a boom lift. It's like a really big lift. And they were like, what are you doing? Like, who are you? What you know what I'm saying? Something is so that's a different wave versus if I was dribbling the basketball, I'll be like, okay, yeah, I know that thing. You know what I'm saying? Or like if I was like on the corner, he on my mixtape, okay, yeah, I've seen him before. But I'm giving them something different. And it isn't like that's what I'm doing. I'm just fulfilling God's plan for my life. You know what I'm saying? And I think that it's crazy because I think a lot of us that are led to those positions, they're kind of just everybody wants to be successful. So if you are programmed to only see, and no diss to the real entertainers and basketball sports players, but if that's pushed in front of us as a level of success, that's what we're gonna want to do. You know what I mean? And for the most part, it's literally like a lottery pick. That's why they call it the draft, because it's literally like winning the lottery. But what if you don't win? Then what do you do? You know what I mean? You've literally spent your entire life training and building up for this thing that may or may not have happened. And then if it doesn't happen, you're in the streets. You know what I mean? I did a mural in Jordan High School in Watts. and in their library, and they had no art class in a high school, and their principal said, Mike, since you done this mural, it pretty much evoked like a lot of people, a lot of my students wanting to pursue art more. You know what I mean? They kind of created like the little subclass during lunch. You know what I'm saying? And but I have no art class to even put them in. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. But guess what? They got 2 gyms. They got a state of the art track. So what is that school? When you go into that school, what is that school telling you?
Mm-hmm.
What is that pushing you to do? You know what I'm saying? It's not pushing you to do anything artistic. It's pushing you to, do some sports. So it's just crazy just how it is. You rarely see black men as successful artists.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And it's whenever I'm doing murals or doing whatnot, a lot of people always ask, like, what do you do? And I say, I'm an artist. And I say, okay, well, what else do you do? Like they expect me to do something else. And it's crazy how brainwashed we are sometimes. And I get this a lot by older black men when they see me painting. It's like, oh man, you can really make money painting houses. You know what I'm saying? Like you can really. And I'm like, well, I'm making money doing this. No, make some real money, man. You can make like maybe $50,000-$60,000 a year. And I'm looking at them like, I'm making that for this project right here. You know what I'm saying? Talking about a year. Like I'm making that right now. So, but it's just that brainwashing of first, they're not even understanding that what I'm doing is a career path for me because they don't see black men as what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You're speaking really true to like the impact of the youth in the community. Mm-hmm. How important is that to you to actually be an individual that's changing the outlook and ways on making it out?
Man, I just really love grabbing a youth by the shoulders and just talking to them. You know what I mean? Especially like from my old neighborhood, 113th Street, or just wherever, 90th, Normandy, like wherever my stomping grounds was in South Central, and just say, hey, you see that apartment right there? Or see that little house? I grew up right here. I was born right there. And they're like, what? Whenever I go to like talk to, because I speak at, I don't know, maybe like 4 or 5 schools a year. And most of them are usually in Watts or, South Central, something like that. And I tell them where I was born. They looking at me like, wow, you know what I mean? But I love that look because they know that, okay, I was born or I still live right down the street from where he was at. And I want to be like him now. You know what I'm saying? And I always talk to kids to try to influence them to just say, hey, this is a different path that you can take. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to take this path. And you'd be surprised, like these kids, what they want to be. Like it's one of those things where it's like, dang, the hood really influences what people think, and these kids sometimes is crazy. And I love to kind of shake up the narrative of what these kids are really going down the path, because a lot of them really they're bright, but they only know what is given to them.
Wow. Didn't know I was coming to service today.
Dropping gems.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I can go deep about a lot of this stuff. So that's just how I think. It's my thought process.
And honestly, like I can concur with that. Like when the first mural that I saw of yours for Artfully United was on Slauson, going towards the 110, and I was just I wake up very early in the morning. Okay. Like 4 or 5 o'clock, and I'm driving. It's pitch black, and all you see is this bright white.
Yeah.
And with bold black letters. Yeah. It's so simplistic in theory, but just as you said, like to say inspire forgiveness, it taps so directly into the membrane of what's necessary to keep us going and even like transition us out of the dark times that I'm driving in every morning. Yeah. So I just like, I was like, oh my gosh. And then I'll see it in Inglewood over by Bam's Church.
Yeah.
Believe. Then I see it off of the 10 going to in Mid-City.
Inspired.
I've seen it off of Crenshaw going towards Crenshaw High School.
Honor.
Hope.
Hope right there.
And I'm just so proud of you. Like I've known Mike for a long time, like distantly, like we were, LA is LA. So, you have your crews. I was knowing him before he was the family man. Right. Nothing crazy. He was not a crazy person. Like,
yes, I was. Yes, I was.
Always
my wife, she already know. She already know. She know I was crazy. She know I was crazy. I ain't gonna share.
He was always about his business. Yeah. Slight little moment. He tapped me into my own business, like entrepreneurial spirit. Because back in the day when Basketball Wives was like super, super popping, it was like the hoop earrings. That was the thing. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I'm going to get me some hoop earrings. And I'm going to make sure I just like put whatever little beads I want on it. And then my friend was like, yo, like, I want to talk to Mike about putting my earrings in the shop. And she was like, just go talk to him. And I'm like, okay. So I asked him, and I wish I had that picture. I should have made sure that picture was up so y'all could have seen it. But he said yes. And I felt so special. We did a little photo shoot and everything. And to this day, like, I just want to say thank you for giving me that moment to be able to just feel like I can do anything I want.
Yeah. And that's really like what I'm all about. You know what I mean? It's just helping people understand that whatever you want to do, sky's the limit. You know what I'm saying? Versus if it's just putting your earrings in the shop to really just giving you advice. Even if you didn't have it, if you just had a concept, I would have sat down with you and just said, okay, do this. This is the shop you go to get the wholesale. This is what you do. Right. Blah, blah, blah. So that's just how I am. You know what I'm saying? Just to help at any means necessary, just to help other people.
Absolutely, man. You've been keeping it one way, but we're going to keep it P right now. All right, it's an amazing segment where I allow you to choose one of the three. Okay. Pleasure, passion, or pain. Okay. And you go ahead and illustrate what you've been feeling and what that meant to you. Pleasure, passion, or pain.
You could look at the folders here.
Okay. So, wait, hold on. I don't know what I'm getting myself into.
You got caught.
So... If I choose one of these, it's going to be a question that's asked?
No, it's going to be a photo.
Of you. We've been snooping.
Yes. We do our homework and research on the show.
Oh, wait a minute. Yes. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. So pleasure, passion, or pain, brother?
Passion. Gotta be.
Passion? Yeah. Awesome. All right.
That's one of my favorites right there.
Yeah, this definitely was one of mine as well.
That's
just
one of
like
my favorites.
The blend, the uniqueness, the individuality that came together as one.
Yeah.
Talk about the passion that it took to go into this.
Oh man, there's so many memories with this picture. But I think Nip had just died like a couple of months prior to this. And I was always kind of like saying like, man, you know what? He's like Pac, but he's not really like, you know what I'm saying? And that's the reason why I overlapped them to where it's like they share the same vision. And a lot of people, just to be clear, Kobe Bryant is not in this painting. A lot of people think Kobe is in this painting. He's not. Who's that in the middle? I get that a lot. It's like, it's just Nip and it's Pac and it's overlying like each other. And on that overlay is purple. For some reason, I don't know why I painted purple. I just thought of purple. And the name of this painting is called Two Man, One Vision. And it's one of my most popular paintings. It's very, very, speaks volumes. I did that, 4 years? It's still like one of my most popular paintings to this day.
Wow.
Like I said, we did our homework, brother.
Yeah, you did.
No, it was amazing.
But this story, it's a story behind this picture.
Let's go.
Oh, please.
So shout out to my sister Joy. And she had just got whatever the latest iPhone was. And she was like, Mike, I just got this phone and it takes really good pictures. And I was leaving. And I was like, all right, cool. Take a picture of me and my latest painting. And that was the shot right there. And then I wasn't even supposed to even shoot this painting because I was going to sell it like, I think that next week, or I was going to wrap it to sell it or something like that. I don't know why I didn't take a good photo of it, but that's the only photo I have with me in this painting, to be honest with you. So if it wasn't for her trying to try out and show me how good a quality of picture, we would have never got this picture.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shout out to Joy.
History.
Yeah, shout out to my
right
sister
there.
Joy.
Thank you.
She made me do it.
That was amazing.
I love it.
Yeah.
So, do you feel like there's anybody in the land right now that's carrying the legacy of both Tupac and Nip?
Kendrick Lamar.
Okay.
Hands down.
Mm-hmm.
When it's all said and done, I know I'm gonna get beat up by this. He gonna top both of them. When it's all said and done.
Yeah, that's impactful.
Big talk.
That's impactful right
I'm
there.
serious.
talk.
But hey,
Yeah, unfortunately,
He's
he made
definitely
something
capable.
tragic may have to happen like them two for that to be acknowledged. But like he up there. Like
Mhm.
really, really up there as far as deep and message and beats, just over around pound from pound.
Mm-hmm.
When it's all said and done, he gonna be better than both of them.
And one thing I feel like they all have in common is like them not conforming. They don't
Right.
conform to the stereotypes. They don't conform to what the world projects onto them.
Yeah.
And neither do you, Mike. So you
Yeah.
guys all share that in common.
Mhm.
So I guess my question would be, how do you keep from conforming and making sure that your message stays what it is?
I don't let anyone tell me what I need to do. Like I get that all the time, but people try to sway me left or right into what they want me to be. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And I always kind of just stay true to what I feel. You know, what either projects. I turn down projects all the time if it doesn't feel right. All money isn't good money,
Mm.
and I just try to just stay true to what I feel is good that grounds me. You know what I mean? I'm never gonna sell out my race, my ethnicity. I'm always gonna be who I am, and that's why a lot of people say, "Oh, you still the same?" You know, I'm still the same
Mhm.
person because I don't be around the fake people. I keep the same homies. You know what I'm saying, around me, my day ones. You know what I'm saying? So I just keep the same crew, real tight knit, and we just keep it simple.
I
That's
love
what's
it.
up.
Mm-hmm.
So, whose house is this in?
That's my crib.
Okay. 'Cause
This me and mine.
I'm like, okay, so nobody has this but you. Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah. No, that
Yeah,
right there, I put that painting sold, believe it or not.
Oh, I believe it.
Oh,
But
right.
that
Like,
that
why
that
would-
photo
Absolutely.
Yeah.
that photo is in my crib. Yes. in my
Oh,
house.
okay, the photograph.
Yeah.
Got you.
If that's what you were asking, I don't know. if
No,
that's
I was referring to who owns the painting.
okay, yeah. No, I forget. You know what? It's bad because I forget my client's name. But shout out to him. I actually shouldn't have sold it to him. To be honest
Oh.
with you, if I would have kept it, it would have went up in value. But I sold it to him too early, if you ask me.
Ooh.
Mm.
Yeah, I should have kept it. And just did prints.
How do you know like when to sell something or when not to sell something, and then like decipher between the two?
Well, depending on the people's reaction, just how I initially feel, paintings and artwork, the value goes up depending on time. And really, to be honest with you, I was still learning that part of the business at this moment.
Mhm.
Had I known what I know now, back then I wouldn't have sold it. I would have just scanned it and did prints because I have a good printer that can print exactly the way that looks. And that
Mhm.
ups the value on the original, the more prints you do.
Yep.
I have another painting called Revolutionary Roots where I pretty much broke down what's going on in today's age, and it has the roots of like the civil rights movement underneath,
Mm.
and then on the top it has like all the people like all the people we were doing protest over the last 5 years over at the top, like in the clouds.
Mhm.
So I've gotten so many offers for that painting, I just won't sell it because I just know
You know
it's-
better
That's
now.
funny
I know
because that was
better
going
now.
into my next question. What's
Yeah,
that
yeah.
one of one that you just can't let go?
That's one of
Mhm.
them. Everything's pretty much for sale. Don't get it twisted. It's just
We
you know
still
what
got
I'm
dollars to
saying.
make
I'm
over
not
here.
even gonna front.
I'm a businessman,
I
not a
am a businessman. Everything is for sale, but just the low balls. If someone on 5, 10,000, 20, I'm not gonna do it because I can make that off of prints.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So just me understanding that I'm not gonna just sell it for a few grand. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And other than that, it's like just hold on to it. Like
Mhm.
that's it. And then really, like I said, I just scan it, print it on a canvas, and give it right to you. That's it. You know what I'm saying? You got your version of it. It's not the original, but it's, good enough.
That's right.
I mean, Target and Walmart and everybody else do it all the time.
Prince.
You go to Ross now.
Listen,
Prince.
I get it.
Yeah.
Press.
Yes.
Do you know what time it is?
I think it's time for you to let them know that they
Caught
up.
Caught up. Hey, in the comments.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Welcome to Caught in the Comments with Miss Corrie Renee.
Yes.
So you can continue to look this way.
Okay.
I've done some digging.
Uh-oh.
We're going to keep it because they not like us.
That's
We're
right.
going to keep it with
Right.
Kendrick Lamar.
Yes,
That's right.
This is an amazing mural that you
thank you.
did
Thank you.
in Compton.
Yes.
Shout out to Erica B. That's my girl.
Yeah.
She's giving the same energy that I was giving when I first saw this.
Yeah.
Why was it so important for you to create this mural?
Man, the culture was just on fire during this time. And this was really the first time that the culture won. And that was the dynamic of this whole battle. And I remember, shout out to my homie Boomer the Clown, when he hit me up and said, you know what, do you want to do this this Kendrick mural? I was like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? Because the song, I think, had just came out. They did the video and everything was just on fire. And then people were going to the Tams. But it was just, it was a regular Tam. So it was like, there's nothing special about this Tam. So they needed a photo op to just say, like, this is the Tams that they shot the video at. So I think I got to this, finished in 2 days.
2 days?
Yeah, it was 2 long days. It wasn't regular days. But it was like, I think I was here like 5 a.m. to like 9 p.m. both days. So we was doing like 14-hour days.
And what goes into your preparation to like kind of start your projects?
A lot of mental cleansing, as far as just like I can't be working on something else prior. I have to be in a calm mode, and I have to listen to R&B music.
What's your track list?
It's funny, I was doing that today.
You wasn't on my track list. I'm talking about it's old school, like Bobby Womack, Frankie Beverly, Isley Brothers, Isaac Hayes.
You're really in that soul.
You know what I mean?
That soul.
Every single painting that I've done in the last 20 years, that's all I listen to is R&B music. I cannot listen. I love rap music. It's my favorite genre of music. But I can't listen to rap music. I can't listen to rock. I don't really listen to rock too much anyway. But I just can't listen to anything but just some, cool tone. Even some R&B that's at a fast tempo, I don't really like listening to that either. But I gotta listen to some smooth grooves. I don't like painting in front of a lot of people, believe it or not. And I don't like a lot of commotion going on around me when I'm painting. I have to be in remember, it's my therapy. So with therapeutic vibes, I gotta be just in that headspace. So that's it.
Yeah.
So with you being in that headspace, creating such a vision like this, what was the message that you wanted everyone to get from it?
Other than they not like us.
No.
that you could do whatever you want to do.
There we go.
I know that that's the reason why I just put an extra little umph on making sure Kendrick really looked like him, and I kind of flexed my portrait style, you know what I'm saying, and made sure my character Powerful Paul was there, because he's a whole story within himself, because I created him in 2006 to portray the kids that
got out of high school.
that we were just something to inspire the kids in the area. And I don't know if you see, it's not in this picture, but in a lot of his pictures, it has a green glow that's coming out of his shirt. That's a power of prayer. So I wanted to show that through the power of prayer, you can accomplish anything. That's the reason why you see him unzipping, pulling walls down, doing just stuff, putting holes through walls, and pointing, and just being a little kid, because he's a 6-year-old kid. So that's Powerful Paul. I made sure he's in there, and that's like he's my Mickey Mouse to me being Walt Disney. So.
That's right.
Okay. So when is the theme park coming? Okay. Let me know when the parade is.
Coming soon.
I'd like to be on the float.
Man, I'm there for the
Socially
snacks too.
Acceptable will be ready.
Hey, shout out to Erica. That's my cousin.
What?
I love Erica. She just had a birthday. Happy birthday. Happy belated birthday, Erica.
Yeah, that's my cousin.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
LA
Small
is
World.
so small.
Right.
That
Yeah,
part
it's my
is
cousin.
so small.
She's a twin too.
Oh.
For
She's
real?
my cousin. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Erica, we love you.
Yeah.
Now you got to be on the show, okay? Like,
Yeah.
Make it happen,
come
Captain.
on, seriously.
Yeah.
Now, I have to ask, how painful was it to see the disrespect done to this mural? The whacked out, of
It was
Whacked
painful,
out
but
murals.
it wasn't really surprising because it's LA,
It is
and it wasn't my murals rarely get vandalized,
Mm-hmm.
but it felt good that it wasn't like any gangbang stuff because it was like, come on, man, you know what I'm saying? But it was, according to the surveillance and the manager at the time, said it was just a drunk guy that just got drunk and just was literally just scribbling.
Okay.
So I was like,
Well,
okay,
he
you know
gave
what I'm
us a
saying?
great song.
Yeah,
He gave us a great song made out of it.
And it was after, it was during the celebration of the World Series. When the Dodgers won, there was a bunch of just drunk people in the parking lot, and one guy, I guess, had a spray can, and it was literally just scribbles. It wasn't nothing written or anything. So it was just,
What do you feel like Kendrick, like, overall represents for not just Compton, but the West Coast as a whole?
Culture. I love the story. Like, that's why this beef to me was so important, because it was the first time that the culture won, not the machine, not money. You know what I'm saying? And even though Kendrick has those things behind him, you can see the rise of, if you followed his career, you see I think he grew up like right down the street from this mural. So it was authentic to show, I did it, you can do it. You know what I mean? Like that story of just nothing to something. It was so important. You know what I'm saying? And I think that was one of the things that was just like, wow, you have to relate. I've never met him, not yet, but I'm sure we would have like a cool conversation.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? It's just, don't even have to do with the mural or music or anything, because he come from where I come from. You know what I'm saying? And when you are just in sync culturally, it's nothing nothing that you can't talk about.
Right. I feel the same way, because we're like a degree of separation away from Kendrick. Shout out to Chuck Dizzle. We see you.
That's right.
Homegrown Radio. Okay.
DJ Head.
Listen, both of y'all.
Head too.
That's right.
Head too.
Stop playing with us. So I know it's gonna be only a matter
it'll
of
happen.
time.
It'll
Everything.
happen.
Yeah.
Everything is just a moment in time, and we'll get to that season.
Yeah,
We'll get to that season.
It'll happen. Everything happens within God's plan. So you guys will be ready.
Amen.
I'm sure.
As far as God's plan, where do you see yourself within that plan next?
My next level is getting a school for the kids, or an academy. I don't want to really call it a school, or a place for kids to come and really get trained in art. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times when I do come across art in these facilities or schools or charter schools or whatnot, it's, it's arts and crafts. It's like little, like, okay, yeah, y'all just do this, whatever. But it's nothing to get them on the path of a career. It's not showing them, hey, you can do this as a career. It's not even giving them the tools to even get to that point. You know what I mean? Like, it goes back to, when I was saying about sports. When you're a kid and you get into sports at 10, 11 years old, they're training you to go to the league.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I want to start training kids to go to the league in art. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know that there's any place like that where a kid could just come into and just get that type of training, for free.
There needs to be.
I really want to make it for free, to where, I am getting grants, because I do want to pull in other instructors besides myself that are in the industry. You know what I'm saying? Some of my colleagues that are professional artists that are really doing it, that will inspire the kids to really hone into everything that they're saying, because they know that these are professionals in the field. So I want to do something again that's really unique and really different, you know what I'm saying, for the arts. That's the next level that I want to take everything.
Love that.
Now, I'm sure we're all motivated by people ahead of us, but is there any youthful, young individuals that's motivated you in your art?
Nice.
That's a good question. I mean, do they have to be artists?
They don't.
Because my kids motivate me and inspire me. My son and my daughters, and even my older son, like he's just so cool. You know what I'm saying? They kind of motivate me to just create different things. The middle one, shout out to MJ.
Mm-hmm.
He just, he has my mannerisms, and he inspires me to just do different projects. You know what I mean? My daughter Khalees, she inspired. I actually painted her on a mural downtown from a picture, and she was blowing. I don't know the weed. It's a weed really that you blow in the
the dandelion
thing. Yeah, that she was blowing one, and my sister captured the picture, and I turned that picture into a painting. So that was inspiration,
Oh my God.
painting her. So.
He don't quit.
Yeah, my kids, man. Gotta love the kids. Gotta love the kids. So.
And I do, like, before we go, I do just want to say I know and I see what you're doing in Altadena.
Yep.
LA Strong.
Two murals out there. Yeah.
Like, thank you. You know,
thank you.
The first Black area for our homes to be built outside of redlining. The first community ever for us. So I will get out there. I say all this to say I'm gonna get out there. Like, I've been doing my due diligence as far as making sure like the nonprofits that are grassrooted get the funding that they need to be able to keep the work going. But I will be out there.
Socially Acceptable will make it.
Yes, Socially Acceptable will be out there soon. So stay tuned for that. Mike, I cannot thank you enough. Like,
thank you for having me.
Who do you know that you ain't talked to in over 10 years? You hit up through the DM and just show up off GP.
Nobody.
Mike Norice, that's that.
Nobody.
Okay.
But a fellow Leo.
Yeah. So you already know.
Thank you. I cannot thank you enough. We gotta go ahead and just do our little due diligence here. We do what's called our log out, and we basically answer questions through our Instagram. You guys be sure to follow us on Instagram at SociallyXceptable.
That's right.
And we're going to answer a question from Miss Thang123 _
Okay.
She put the underscore after.
Okay.
But she wanted to know about the young lady that was next to Jay Brock in our last interview. And her name is Pinderella.
That's right.
You guys be sure to follow her at Pinderella, PYNNDERELLA.
She is a vicious vlogger.
Yes,
vicious
you guys.
Vlogger.
All of her links is in her bio, and make sure like she has makeup tutorials. She has different things that you guys can, be inspired by. Just check her out all day long.
That's right.
We put our stamp on it.
She even stamped us on her vlog too. That's right. Socially Acceptable.
We love you, girl.
That's right.
As well, shout out once again to our sponsors: Benito, Califino, Happy Dad, Stuzy, Dead Fresh Crew, Johnny. Fresco, we love you. Snacks, what's up?
We're working on some things.
Listen,
working on some things behind the scenes,
I'm pulling up to Hawthorne next week. Okay? I need my hoodie now.
We about to be clubbing. We about to be clubbing pretty soon. Read between the lines, gonna be clubbing.
Write your own destiny. Okay?
That's right. Yeah.
And once again, where can we find you? Anybody that just now, got to know Mike Norice up close, unplugged. You can talk to your camera right now.
Right.
Where can they follow you?
You can follow me on Instagram. Everything is Mike Norice. MikeNorice. You can also check out my series called Art and Soul. Just YouTube Art and Soul Mike Norice, and it'll pop up right there. So that's everything.
Boom, boom.